Is it?
There's a red line.
I'm gonna double check.
I bet the guest is that the little red line
Yes,
with the weird box.
the guest is the
What?
the guest is the red line because that's what the box is. That's how OBS works.
Hi, I'm Winter,
And I'm Sticks.
and this is
Definitely a podcast. We're so good at this. We should like start a
The first time
podcast
is
and
better.
just
Can we
do
keep
that
the
at the
first
start of
time?
every episode. we should defo just like we should start a podcast and have that be the opening.
Like we already have done.
Oh, that's so crazy! I forgot. Are we gonna get this
What
show
a
on the road?
silly, goofy being you are.
Yes, Ace, we should start a podcast. You are correct. Okay, so should we have our super special third choice guest reveal themselves? Or
Well, it's
should
not really
we
third choice.
not?
It's just. I mean,
I'm the third wheel. We know I'm the third wheel. Let's
Yeah.
stop beating around the bush.
You're the fourth wheel. You're the fourth wheel. You're the fourth
Yeah.
wheel.
Like
You're
you
like
are.
you're a training wheel on a tricycle.
No, I'm,
That's what
I'm,
you
I'm
are.
like the one on the I'm a one on the back of an SUV, but one that you never really use, but you still have just in case something goes horribly wrong and you need me. That's me right now.
well, if you just get snackish during the journey.
You just go what, sorry?
Snackish. Hungry.
Well, you take a bite out of pure rubber, do you? You just reach around the back window and just nibble a bit.
Oh, what do you
Wait,
do?
1 second.
Not eat a tire. I eat food, not tires.
Tires are food.
No. I.
Yes.
Sorry, so are we going to begin this with an argument of is just rubber... Yeah, actually, wait, yeah, we'll do... Actually, you two will do a guest reveal.
As soon as Sticks fucking unmutes.
Oh my god, this is going to... You have a guest, you have me. I'm the guest.
Exactly. We'll just settle for Jake. Let's get started.
You only want the Brits. I'm editor and guest. I'm both. I'm a 2-in-1.
I'm biased as fuck.
Sorry about that. I had to fetch the rest of my dinner.
Yeah, that sounds great.
I will
that's
make
fine.
sure to.
No worries.
Okay.
I will
Cool.
momentarily mute for when I'm eating. I'm really sorry.
Okay, you two introduce the guest.
Right.
Okay. We're guest unmute or whatever. Do your thing.
Brilliant guess.
Oh,
You.
what's up?
Hello.
Hi.
So, as no one's actually introduced you, but just said unmute, this is the guest for today's episode, Lexi. Say hello.
Hi, I'm the coolest one here.
Oh, for God's sake, why do we have you?
Okay.
Come on. The only
like
reason we wanted you on is so you could talk about boobs, and then you didn't even do that. Like, come on.
I will talk about boobs, okay? If an ass had mammaries and nipples on it, would that be boobs?
Oh god.
Oh my God.
I take it back. I take it
Do you
back.
want me to talk about boobs or not?
I need a
Say it a bit
drink.
before mammaries and nipples, because I didn't hear.
Oh,
Is it if a man had mammaries and nipples?
should we introduce the topic of tonight's episode?
First, I'd like to
Probably
say
a good idea.
we've had 4 guests ever on this show, including Jake.
Hello.
3 of them. Jake is the only cisgender one.
Cisgender bad.
Alright, I guess we're noticing a bias against my kind. I'm going to cut that out. That sounds really bad. I'm not keeping that in.
No, you can't cut that out. You can't.
Anyway.
Really good to cut that
So
out.
true and genuine, though.
Moving on. Do you wish for me to?
It's a real fact, though.
Do you wish for me to introduce the topic, Lexi, or do you want to?
I can take a shot at it.
Alright,
I know when I finished the sticks it was really bad, but that's because it was like
Drunk.
sometime at
On
place
boobs.
my brain was not functioning. Okay, so
You were functioning just fine, I think.
I am never functioning just fine, I'll have you know.
6. Lexi is a gifted kid.
Yeah, that's
Ow. On
fair. That is
Earth.
fair.
Okay, so basically the 2 hosts and the editor,
Hello.
who is bad. We don't like him.
I detest you.
Love you too. So they've picked out each 3 really obscure Wikipedia articles.
I
And
searched so hard, you don't even know. I had to dig the depths of me and my friends' psyches. It was...
I just press random article. I just what I did.
it's random articles.
Yeah, you just get free random articles. You just keep pressing random article till you get free things at work. Anyway, continue explaining.
Why did nobody tell me about this?
It's there.
Our volunteer can tell you that mine are I specifically chose them, so the last two really make it seem like I don't have a good relationship with my father, but I do.
Oh,
I
God.
know.
I promise.
Anyway, do you wish to finish explaining the game?
I will. So they've each picked out 3 random articles. I'm gonna roll a die and say the number from, just roll a d10. And then whichever one picks, I will announce it to the podcast.
Isn't Leisha choosing?
It doesn't
I'm-
matter.
I'll-
Because we...
Why
It doesn't matter.
10?
It doesn't really matter.
Well, free
There's
each.
9 of them.
Yeah,
so
free
10.
each.
3 each.
Oh yeah, also we should probably introduce our assistant for the day, Leisha. Thank you very much for assisting us.
Yeah, thank you.
I don't know if it's really day anymore.
Shut up,
maybe
that's
it
it's sunny. The sun is shining on my screen. There is currently glare. That counts as day.
I have my windows closed. My blind closed. I do not know what sun is. I
Okay,
haven't
good.
been outside since
My
last
my
Saturday.
room has my room has like really good curtains, as in a football team flag. So I have never this room has never seen the light of day.
I keep my curtains open quite a lot, but anyway. So
Okay, back
My
to
laptop is the only
words.
source of light in my room.
So, somebody is gonna pick one of the Wikipedia articles. I will be told, I will announce it, and then I'm gonna go around to Styx, Winter, and Jake, and each of them either have to tell me about the Wikipedia article or bullshit about the Wikipedia article. And the only person who knows who's bullshitting, or who's not bullshitting even, is the person who isn't bullshitting. And I have to guess based on
And Leisha, I guess,
my
but
worldly knowledge.
does it count?
And
yes.
yeah, Alicia doesn't count.
So we have
Leisha sucks.
so all 3 of us, we have the articles open ourselves, but we only have our 3 articles. We have a 6. We have absolutely no idea what they are. So this is going to be potentially fun, potentially horrible, depending on our general knowledge and bullshitting skills. Let's see how it goes.
And hey,
I'm really bad
this
at
is
bullshit.
it is a Monday, so if this goes badly, we can just record another one and post it as episode 3. Nobody needs to know this happened.
I'm busy all weekend. How good do you think my editing ability is?
We should just
maybe.
record one
Just
tomorrow,
accidentally
though.
go on
Type.
We can record tomorrow.
We can record tomorrow. I think just type them into the chat. Lexi, what's your judgment on this?
Either one. I'm gonna say them out loud.
Yeah,
like
so
it's gonna
I
be
think
loud.
type them into the chat. Okay.
As well.
So are we? I think that's all the housekeeping done. Are we ready to begin?
Yeah, let's go.
Yes,
Fantastic.
let's do it.
So
I'm gonna know one of these articles just because I have insane amounts of worldly knowledge.
I swear to God, if you know any of
if
mine,
you know
I
any
will.
of mine, yeah.
If you know any of mine, you are my new best friend.
I was talking to Lexi earlier, and when I was doing random, this isn't one I picked, but one of the ones which I got, which just shows how everything is on Wikipedia, is I got the wildlife and ecosystem of Equatorial Guinea, which was like a one-line argument, which was just a hyperlink to like 8 articles. Sorry, it was like a hyperlink to 8 other articles. That was the whole thing.
I hope you didn't choose that one.
No, I
because
didn't.
That's kind of
That's why I'm saying it. That's why I'm saying it, because I didn't pick it.
All right, Leisha.
Lizard.
Yeah, go do your thing.
Okay, who wants to go first
Okay.
on this?
Lexi,
okay.
announce it for listeners who.
Okay, right, yeah. So the article that Leisha picked was BPM, bullets per minute. What you guys may not know about me, I am very acquainted with firearms.
I'm
I
sorry.
could not
what?
have guessed.
Okay.
I know a lot about guns.
Okay.
Not as much as some people, but I
wonder who
I
that's
think
referring
Jake's
to.
Jake's played armor. I figured it out. I'm pretty sure it's like a band or something.
Alright.
Especially because BPM is normally beats per minute.
Mm.
But so it's probably music. Anyways, Dix.
Me?
What is BPM bullets per minute?
Right, so do I just like start talking?
Yeah.
Like what
You just
to be
start
about?
bullshitting or not bullshitting. It has to be about beats per minute.
Yeah,
bullets
you
per
can't.
minute.
You can't just randomly
You can't
talk
just start
about.
talking
Um,
about your sex life or something.
Whoa.
Right. So if in theory I had the like in any of these, if I have the thing in front of me, do I just pick something random to read out, or do
You
I
just
start from
talk
the
about-
start?
Do
you
whatever
talk
you
about
want.
the article.
Yeah.
You
Right,
Do
so-
whatever you want.
Okay. This game is a first-person shooter.
that makes sense.
You have to use abilities, reload, and shoot your weapons on the beat of the game's heavy metal background music. Do I keep going, or like?
If you want.
I'm gonna
As much
stop you.
information as you have.
Yeah, you
Right.
really sound
As
like
with
you're
many
reading it out
rhythm
of it.
games.
You're like
Shut
reading
up.
that alpha Wikipedia article. Like you have not bothered to paraphrase at all. Winter, what
Am I
is
supposed to?
Yes! You're not supposed to sound like you're reading a Wikipedia article.
Yeah, you
No, I
Winter,
didn't put
what
any-
is
I
bullets per
wasn't
minute?
told.
Well, the entire point is you're supposed to not get caught.
Can we get on with the?
Yeah, winter.
Yeah.
Well, now
Okay,
I know.
What is bullets per minute? What is BPM bullets per minute?
Bullets per minute is quite predictably. It's just a way of telling how many bullets per minute a gun will fire. It's usually within the range of, I think it's 300 to 350. I'm not reading the article right now, obviously.
Well, okay, you're wrong.
Yeah.
Modern guns can fire up to 700 rounds per minute.
And it's RPM.
Fuck
It's,
you.
it's RPM, not
950,
yeah.
1,000.
it's
rounds per minute.
it's RPM, not BPM.
RPM,
It's
not
rounds per
BPM.
minute. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Well,
Winter's
Lexi
wrong.
really
It's not
tearing
me.
you apart.
Yay!
Lexi chewing
Okay.
you up.
Okay.
Could you
So,
It's not
and now,
Face
okay.
something
Just get my announcer voice ready. Just get my ask club. Okay. So,
Oh no.
BPM, bullets per minute, is a 2014 VR rhythm action game developed by Oculus. The basic premise is similar to games such as Beat Saber, except instead of using long lightsaber sword-like things, you use guns to instead shoot targets to the beat of various songs. There's a variety of songs in the base game, mostly EDM, but since then modern communities have been able to add other songs such as heavy metal, rock music, pop music, and virtually anything else with the game's very easy to use Steam Workshop functionality. Do you have any more questions?
Oh wow, that was really good. You have an excellent announcer
You
voice.
have
If
an
we ever
amazing
do
announcer
get,
voice.
if we ever get sponsored,
You're the one.
You know
yeah,
what to do.
Why do you think
Yeah.
Why do you think I do all like the post voiceovers and stuff instead of asking you guys to send me them? Why do you think I do it?
that is
Okay.
fair enough.
I'm inclined to
Jake,
go
you should just
Jake.
be the podcast. You should just be the podcast.
because I know of a game. I can't remember the name of it, but I do know of a game that is a first-person shooter with VR I'm pretty sure the Oculus Rift. That you do shoot enemies with to the beat of EDM. I feel like it was Jake, but I also feel like Dix's, how do I put this delicately, dumbassery was too...
That is rude. That is not nice. I don't like that. I don't appreciate how you're talking about me.
I don't know. I don't know who it is. Okay,
I think we
Jake.
can all agree that Winter is bullshitting though.
Yes.
Winter is
yes.
that
So-
is rounds per minute,
so-
and it is not.
Can I just say, I said that the average was 300 to 350. You said that it could go up to 700.
Oh no!
To be
So
fair,
that's
When I
not
say
pro-
up to 700, most
just for the
modern
for the sheer
battle
point of
rifles will
pettiness.
fire at
I mean, to be fair, you can't have an average of rounds per minute because you can have bolt-action sniper rifles or like mini guns, and they're technically both firearms, so you can't really get an average of things which are so different.
miniguns wouldn't be firearms.
Oh yeah,
They're-
I
Even if you were right
Get
about
held
it
on,
being
Jake.
bullet,
you can understand the example.
even if you were right about it being bullets per minute,
right.
look, Winter, even if you were right about it being bullets per minute, you could have at least specified a gun, like a type of gun.
I could.
Yeah, like you could have
but
said
I
like the
didn't.
FNFAL or the HK417.
Okay, we know you
Or-
like guns.
Or like
I like guns.
or like a handgun or something. I don't know.
Or yeah, the H.
Like,
the
make it
Heckler-
little- Like the way you
Yeah.
phrased it was like lumping together like machine guns and like a pistol.
Lexi,
Yes.
Are you a hoprophile?
A hoprophile?
what?
Wait,
Do I like
hoplophile.
the Minecraft hopper? Yes, I believe it's a very
No. No.
What is a...
What's a hoprophile?
Hoplophile.
Hey.
Look, there's a screenshot of what it means.
As the image doesn't show up on OBS, to tell you what a hoplophile is, it is someone with an attraction to firearms. I have no idea how Winter found that. I really don't want to know, to be honest.
In chat.
Oh.
Oh.
Mm.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I know a lot of these.
No, not a...
Alright,
Yeah.
let's move on to Lexi's guess. then. Okay, so
Did you know that a dendrophile is attracted to trees?
That's
Six. Could you
That's my
consider-
Winter.
likes archery.
Okay, Winter, be cute. Six. Could you tell me more about BPM bullets per minute?
Who?
Six.
Me?
Yes, you. The annoying one.
Can't Jake go first? I'm so tired and I want to
I
eat
can go first if you want. I
And
can
you
go
will want more
first.
information about it.
Do you want me to go first
I-
instead?
Right, Jake,
Yes, please.
tell me more about...
Okay,
BPM
about
bullets.
BPM bullets per minute. Okay, so when the game first came out, it was one of the first big games to release on the Oculus, along with Beat Saber, which is now getting VR's reputation as being fantastic for rhythm games. There were 6 worlds, each of the worlds having various amounts of songs with various modifiers, such as increasing the speed, giving you limited ammo, etc, etc. And as the game's gone on, there have been 3 more worlds with new songs and new modifiers added. Personally, I haven't played the game, or I have actually seen it advertised before. It does look really fun, I can't even lie. And with all the Steam Workshop functionality as well, like, people have said there is, like, unlimited amounts of content. The reviews of it are incredibly positive. It's got, like, plus 95% on Steam. All the review scores, like GameSpot, IGN, they gave it 8s, 9s out of 10s. It was really well received, especially as one of the first big VR games. Considering most people weren't into VR at the time, this is one of the games that really broke the mold and helped VR become more mainstream, along with other stuff like Pavlov and Beat Saber and all that kind of thing.
Okay, I feel like... Because the games that, like, brought VR to the limelight were Beat Saber... I would probably know of them. Now, I'm not saying I 100% would.
I will say this because I've looked into it in the past. I know what you're saying because I would have thought I did, but I look at some of the first VR games, like I've never heard of these before. Like you have the ones like Job Simulator and Beat Saber, and then some of them are like Gorn and The Climb and stuff. Games like I've just legit never heard
What?
of. Yeah.
Okay.
Like some
So,
of the big VR games which started off the whole craze, like you'd be surprised, but you actually haven't heard of them.
you are describing a game that I know of and that exists, but I don't know if BPM beats per minute is the title. Six. What is... You tell me about BPM beats per minute. Or bullets per minute.
Okay. It's developed and published by Awe Interactive. It was first released for the Microsoft Windows. It was... Fuck. I'm so tired and I'm so hungry. And I have not been further than 5 meters out my door. The furthest I've ever traveled from home is Donegal. Can you please let me stop speaking and let me eat my dinner, please?
Yeah, I think you're
Okay.
allowed to eat now.
Thanks.
You can eat. I will...
Cheers, guys.
Okay, I'm gonna guess that it was Jake who isn't bullshitting.
Okay, can the person who may or may not be me please tell Lexi who it was?
You fucking dumbass.
Mistakes?
The game you were thinking of was Pistol Whip.
Fuck, that's the name! Oh,
I knew it
goddamn.
when Styx said the studio.
Yeah, well, the studio, because I can literally pitch that, because I've looked up so many games on Wikipedia before where it says, like, published by, created by, published on. Yeah, no, what really helped me is that Pistol Whip is a real game that I have played before, so I was just trying to visualize that in my head. So I got kind of lucky with that one, I can't lie. But yeah, I was lying.
You were totally copying mine, though. You heard me say heavy metal. You heard me say it was like
I did take a lot of
first-person
inspiration.
shooter.
I did. No,
You straight up stole all the facts from mine.
no, genuinely, because when I saw like bullets per minute, I knew it was like the BPM along with like gun combo. I was thinking of like a bullet-based rhythm game. It just so happened you said that first.
And I was right.
Got
Oh,
decent
also-
ratings too.
I'm skimming the wiki, and it doesn't seem to have ever been like it was moved to like it was developed. It was like added to PlayStation 4 and Xbox One in October of last year, but it doesn't seem to have ever been developed for VR. So Jake did a really good job bullshitting you on that one.
Oh yeah, I was
because
basing
I
mine
can-
entirely off of Pistol Whip. That was all I
'cause
could think of.
I've seen like video essays on Pistol Whip, and I know the game.
It's really fun. Yeah, it's like
It does seem like really fun.
it's literally like mixing Pavlov and Beat Saber. It's sick. I don't own it. I've only played it at friends. It's been quite a while, but it is like one of the better VR games in my books. As we're so professional, it only occurred to us by the time we were 20 minutes into our recording, we haven't actually made the rules for this on how people would be scored. So to simplify it, if Lexi guesses correctly, she gets a point. If Lexi guesses incorrectly, then the person she guesses and the person who originally selected a Wikipedia article gets 1 point each. That's how it works. I will have points listed throughout the video. Okay, so with that out of the way, Leisha, could you please move us on to round 2 and give us our second Wikipedia article?
Second Wikipedia article. Screwed up movement. Okay.
I'm gonna be right back.
Winter's fuck, I was gonna start with Winter, but I guess not. Okay.
Absolutely just dipped.
So, do you want me to go first this time?
Jake,
Yeah, because
please
you
tell
got
me-
Okay,
please
alright.
tell me about Screwed Up Movement.
Okay, Screwed Up Movement. It's a rap album by ESG, who is from Texas. It was released in 2006, it is Southern rap, and it has songs on it such as Intro, Gorilla Music, and Hold Up. Oh yeah, if I should say some more. It also reviewed middlingly, with sources such as All Music giving it 2.5 out of 5 stars. Oh no.
Ooh.
ouch.
It is also a very long album, being 2.5 hours long. God damn. Wow.
Damn, that's something. For
Okay, I think
Oh.
if I'm allowed to contribute, I think Jake is not the bullshitter, because you don't strike me as someone who would listen to rap in your own time, so you wouldn't have anyone to base it on.
On one hand,
Which
exactly.
is why I think you're telling the truth.
But on the other hand, you know, listen to
You're not allowed to contribute.
You're not allowed. But no.
That's,
But
yeah.
But also, to be fair, you know, as I listen to so much rap, I know exactly how rap sounds, which means I know exactly that songs like Gangsta and Intro and Gorilla Music are real rap songs.
Okay, so okay, Winter, because of your abysmal behavior last time, I was gonna have you go first, however you dipped. So, Winter,
Yes.
please tell me about Screwed Up Movement.
Well, whatever the other two said, they're wrong.
Styx
I
hasn't
see.
spoken yet.
They have.
Whatever Jake said is wrong. Screwed Up Movement it's one of those board games. It's a knockoff board game. Basically, it's a knockoff of one of those games where you put on the funny goggles and then you have to draw something. You know? And it's because you know there's a few different versions of that. The Screwed Up Movement is just a knockoff of one of them. I forget which one the original one was, but yeah, that's what Screwed Up Movement is.
Okay. Fairly strong. Much better than what you did last time.
Yeah.
Six. What is Screwed Up Movement?
I don't have a single thought in my brain right now. I'm so sorry.
Put a thought in your brain.
Look. Even if, in theory, this was my contribution, which would be kind of funny. NGL. You guys told me not to look at the article while I was reading it out. So even if in theory it's me, yeah, you
Just
did.
don't read off the article.
Yeah, you have to look at it. I mean, otherwise, how are you going to know what you're going to talk about? You have to
Yeah.
You have to It's like reading a presentation or something. It's like you're presenting something to a group of people. You don't read word for word on the slides. You know what the slides say.
You
and
don't?
No. You paraphrase. Like I don't know. Let's say you're doing a presentation on. Give me a presentation topic.
Balls.
No.
Boobs.
Okay, I'm going to ignore all of you. Let's say you're doing a presentation on this podcast. You know, if you're talking about each episode one by one, like, the first episode was about reading. We read it. Am I an arsehole? And working out if the people are, in fact, arseholes. You're not good, like, and
It was
today's
horrible.
presentation. No.
I did not enjoy it.
Like, you know.
It was actually really good.
You-
Go, you guys.
You know, like, you don't read word for word. You know what the content is, and then you paraphrase it to make it sound natural.
Yes. Okay. 6.
Okay, I'll do that then. I'm not even religious, but honestly, if God could just like zap me right now and save me from this,
I'm
that'd be
sorry.
that'd
I'm
be
kind of busy.
nice.
I'm doing a podcast. God. Or I guess me.
Deus Ex Machina, please.
No.
Okay. Screwed Up Movement is a board game. It basically the premise of the game is that you just fucking hell, there is hair in my face. Give me 1 second.
Wow. What an amazing premise.
It's catchy. I'm sure the kids will love that tagline.
Yeah, no, it seems like a very... Though I will admit, having hair in your face or just anywhere is a pain in the ass.
Yes,
And
yes.
the hair...
Especially if it's
My
out.
sincerest apologies.
I love having long
If you
hair,
guys were
but-
slandering me again, I swear to God.
No, we're not. Like, we're just talking about, like, long hair is great. However, when it gets in your face or your eyes or whatever, it is actually just worse than all forms of Satan combined. It's a new hell. And
Yeah.
I don't
You're
mind
the
The worst.
hair,
No, it's
like-
even worse if you wear glasses.
oh my god, yeah. 'Cause
It's absolutely
it gets,
worst if you wear glasses.
It gets stuck in, like...
It gets caught in the
like, the bit where,
in the joints.
Yeah, the joints, thank you. And, like, it starts tearing out, and then you just, like, you take it off a night, you realise, like, 5 strands of hair in it. It's like, ow. Anyway.
I really don't
Oh,
mind it.
I hate my hair. I would love to get my undercut redone.
No,
but
I-
I'm trying to grow it out.
I love my hair, but I'd be lying if I said that, it didn't have its pains to it.
I love my hair.
Yes.
It is the worst thing that has ever been given to me.
Anyway,
Ever.
back on topic of Styx's
I
board
love
game.
it, but I hate it. Right, Styx, your board game.
Right. So the premise is you have to roll a dice to move, like you usually do, in like Monopoly style games. And every time you like land on a tile, it changes your outcome, like the outcome of your next dice roll differently. So say you're on the start tile, you roll a 5. The 5th tile is like your next roll will be multiplied by 3. And then that amount, you travel that much forward, and then maybe the next one is your next one will be minus, like, so you get a 2, so you have to go back 2 places, or like things like that, and you're going to try and make it to the end, but obviously because of all of these and if you are like say 5 tiles away from the end and you roll a 6, you have to start again, especially if you've got a massive multiplier on your thingy.
Okay, Styx coming
I'm
in
gonna eat
surprisingly
for-
strong there.
I'm gonna eat for a bit, but you guys keep talking.
Do you not remember what
Do you
Styx said at the very
remember?
beginning?
Well, their mind was blank. Yeah, I do remember what he said that. However, sometimes you can be reading something right in front. I'm talking complete rubbish now. I don't know what he meant by that. But sometimes, you can be reading something and you say your mind is blank because you just can't think of how to articulate it. Haha, yes, that's what it is.
Wow, Jay coming in with the fancy words.
Exactly. I'm
Yeah.
talking.
I feel like I should
Okay.
I should clarify that when I'm talking about things that interest me, or like my story, or like a show I like, or a book, my brain forgets everything it has ever learned. Even
You
if
would
I
say that, wouldn't you?
even if I Google the plot of a book that I like to explain it to someone, and I'm looking at the synopsis, I physically just can't.
Fair enough. Anyway, Lexi, the guessing chair.
I feel like you guys can all agree with that. I feel like that's
To a
happened
degree.
to more than just me.
it's happened
I
sometimes.
feel like it's a gifted
Not
kid
at
thing.
all.
It's a
Alright,
gifted thing.
Winter.
Wow, thanks.
Winter. Who produces this board game?
Hasbro.
Hasbro. Good answer. Jake.
Yeah.
Which record label is USG? Was it signed on?
I can't remember.
remember
Your
what you
Shot Recordings, and it was produced by Phil.
Phil.
Yes, the producer on this album was Phil.
You don't
I-
question Phil.
You don't question
Okay,
Phil.
I take back my statement about it being Jake being the real one. I also don't think it's winter, so I don't know what the fuck is happening here.
Okay.
'Cause, like, what the fuck?
So you just admitted that it's not you.
Well, no, of course.
Well, I don't
we're all
know.
trying to get Lexi
I
to
just
think.
think it's.
We're trying to get Lexi to think that it's not us. That's kind of what everyone is doing. Well,
You're trying to trick me into thinking that you're trying to trick me into
exactly. It's
thinking
it's a
not
double
you.
bluff. It's a double bluff.
Exactly.
It's the whole double bluff.
There's a layer.
This is
It's like an onion
this game
or
is
an ogre.
it's like an onion at least. Okay, moving on. So guessing seats. Come on.
Dicks. Who
I still think
produced
it's
your
Jake.
board game?
Don't fucking know. I literally read. And what the fuck do you want me to say?
Bitch, have a look.
Do you want me to lie like Winter
Yes!
and say a knockoff game was produced by Hasbro? Is that what you want?
Actually, yeah, wait, a knockoff game produced by
It
Hasbro?
was made knockoff.
Well, yeah, the original
Yeah,
game
that's
isn't
what Winter
bad, and
said.
they realised
Winter
it's a
said
good
it was a
idea.
knockoff game.
I mean, well, you never seen like
Winter
frustrating.
said it was a knockoff game.
You know, like Ludo.
I feel like Hasbro would produce that.
Yeah, like you know, like Ludo. Ludo has been knocked off like 50 times. And I'm sure like half of those have been done by Hasbro. Like big companies do
Yeah,
knockoffs
no,
all the
Hasbro does
time.
a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Didn't
Um,
I was
Hasbro
waiting for
produce
Hasbro to
the
knock off
original Ludo
itself.
though?
No, Ludo was like really old. Ludo wasn't Hasbro. Ludo was like one of the just like an original board game by one person, I think.
Okay.
I'm looking at Ludo now.
Sorry, I've been sitting on my legs and it hurts real bad.
Traditional board game originated from India. The name came from England in 1896.
Yeah, 'cause it's Latin to go. I'm such a nerd.
We'll
I'm
go
sorry.
to your mom's house.
I love Latin.
Let's not talk about Latin.
Can we please talk about Latin for an episode?
Sure, find someone else who wants to talk about Latin. Anyway, Lexi.
Okay, I think that Winter is not lying.
Oh.
Thank you.
Okay, does the person who is telling the truth wish to say that? And that would be me. I'm telling the truth. Screwed
You
Up
will.
Movement is a 2006 rap album by ESG. I'm not kidding. There is actually a producer listed on the Wikipedia page whose name is Phil. That is
Hang on a
true.
second.
Which
Just Phil.
no, literally, like
Just simply Phil.
the producer for track number 8, No Matter What, is by Sean Blaze and Phil.
What? Wait, what's
Christ,
the
Lexi,
original?
you are bad at this.
Hey, you're not supposed to be good.
yeah.
I'm gonna be honest.
This was
Yeah.
your
Oh,
idea.
Yeah, so this is 2.5 hours long. It is 33 tracks. It has a 2.5 star review as the only review, and I've never heard of the guy ESG.
2.5 stars.
Yeah,
Juicer.
This
There
guy-
is.
Okay, ignoring everything else
I
you just
knew.
said, why don't they just have a 10-star system?
I don't know. Please, can we not get into
Yeah,
semantics?
Instead of
that's-
being able to
stuff?
rate it
It's kind of
half
stupid.
stars.
It's stupid. It's stupid.
Anyway,
But
this
I feel like we can.
Yeah.
this guy has 11 albums and is still making music to this day. You know what? Fair enough.
There is just a
I'm
guy
not kind
named.
of a slay.
Anyway,
There is just a guy named Phil there.
Right, should we move on?
yeah, I think we should move on to the next one. So,
yes,
so
third
that's
album,
a point for
let's
winter, a point for winter, and a point for me. Okay. So,
Yay.
Lisha, can you please give us?
Me and Lexi, we're both losing together.
Oh no, you have one sticks.
What?
You got a point on
Yeah,
the first
because Lexi
I
thought
did?
it was me. Yeah, Lexi
Yeah.
thought it was me. Yeah.
Oh, yay!
round. I'm losing all alone.
Ha-
Okay, let's have a look at the article.
That's kind of cringe of you, NG.
Huntington.
Huntington. Alright.
That is a British thing, so I'm gonna start with Jake. Jake, tell me a little bit about Huntington.
Okay, so Huntington is I forget exactly what it is. It's like the thing on Wikipedia where like it tells you there's a root word and it means like 8 things. In the case of this, Huntington means Huntington Castle, which is a place in Cornwall in the UK. In ancient times, Huntington Castle used to be used heavily to be involved with the royal family. In fact, even in very old battles, such as the Battle for Stamford Bridge and Battle of Hastings, Huntington Castle was a contentious point. However, in recent years, as in post-World War II, Huntington Castle has since fallen to a tourist resort. People nowadays see Huntington Castle as just, it's a hotel, more or less. There's a cafe in it, there's a golf course around the grounds. The Royals still visit sometimes, but it's nowhere near as popular as it used to be with the Royals. Instead, they go to Windsor now. So yeah, long story short, Huntington Castle used to be a very famous royal dwelling in the United Kingdom, but ever since World War II has since fallen more into obscurity and become more of a tourist destination. That's Huntington.
Okay. So, Huntington is a very Anglo-Saxon name, and I'm
Why
not...
are you presenting it? Oh, sorry.
I'm not.
I was
I'm
not
pretty
paying
convinced.
attention.
No, you were correct.
Okay.
Huntington is very Anglo-Saxon. You're correct. It's like
Yes.
you get every sort of British thing you can think of, combine it into one, and you have Huntington.
You have the role like
Yeah.
the Jake Arthur Jingle Halls the Canterbury. What's the full
I
thing?
don't
Hang on a
actually
sec.
remember what the full thing is, as long as it doesn't have my surname.
Cesterbury to Hampshire on Avon, which is Chester,
I love the name.
Cesterbury.
You should have made it on. You should have made it on Avon,
Hampshire,
on Stoke,
Avon.
on Hampshire. I'm disappointed. Anyway,
Have you guys
Well, on Avon is
heard
like 7 different
of
things.
the River Avon, which is like the funniest thing in the whole wide world because Avon means river.
River.
So it's the river.
Yeah,
River
there's
Square.
building places like that, like Torpenhow Hill, which is Tor is hill.
oh,
and
was
Penn
that the
is
Tom Scott?
hill.
Is that the Tom Scott video?
That's the
Or-
Tom Scott one, yeah,
I keep
no.
getting recommended
We're
that.
both-
Anyway.
You should watch it. It's pretty good.
No, I probably should watch
Hell.
it. Anyway, so yeah, that is Huntington.
You definitely should watch it.
I love Tom Scott. Tom Scott's great.
See, I don't know if the Anglo-Saxons had as strong as a hold in Cornwall as they might have in other places. However, it is entirely possible that they did.
Well, this castle has been a thing for literally.
You're
like,
just stupid.
This castle is over a millennia old. Like, it's seen history. The Battle
Oh,
of
is your mom correct?
the Battle of Hastings
Oh.
and Stamford Bridge took place in the 11th century.
Yeah, see, the Battle of Hastings was a lot. I'm pretty sure was much further west than where Cornwall is.
It was. The article is saying the Battle of Hastings. I don't really know my history, so I don't know if it's like centered around it or if it was just a conflict happened at the same time, which involved Huntington. But the article I have said the Battle of Hastings and Stamford Bridge both featured Huntington Castle. So I don't really,
Okay.
I don't know enough about the history to confirm or debunk that. I apologize.
Winter.
Just a question before we continue. If it's your article and Lexi guesses it, who gets a point?
Lexi gets the point.
I do. 'Cause I'm
Okay,
so
so-
sexy.
Okay.
Like, I wouldn't get a point for being amazing.
No.
Okay.
So
I
let's say that Huntington is mine and Lexi guesses me. Only Lexi gets the point, no one else.
Okay,
Cool.
Okay.
thank you.
Okay,
Right.
so who's next in the hot seats?
I think it's Winty.
All right.
Okay.
Tell me a little bit about Huntington.
Right. Huntington is unofficially Britain's favourite shark. There have been several documentaries about Huntington. I think the first one was by Steve Backshall, and eventually he's become reasonably famous, I think. He's a mako shark. He was first found tangled in a shopping trolley off the coast of, what was it, off Hawaii. And Steve Backshall was doing a documentary about saving various animals. They found Huntington the shark, the absolute chad that he is, tangled in the trolley. They saved him, they tagged him, they set him free, and now he's one of the nation's favourite animals. That's Huntington the shark.
I love how you guys are both going British, because since you're British, it's believable.
Well,
Oh, yeah.
Huntington is a very British name.
That's fair.
It is extremely British.
Right, should I go now?
No. Sticks. Tell me what is Huntington?
Right, so Huntington in this case is referring to the Huntington Hill method, which is how America. I don't know the verb for like apportionment. It's how America does the apportionment of electoral college votes. I don't know the exact like maths because it's like a lot of numbers and a lot of algebra, but fucking give me a second. It basically aims to give a vote to a state that will bring the fucking, oh my god, what's the word for like, oh, relative, like it'll bring the relative representation of all the states closer together. I don't know any of the numbers, but it was made by some dude named Huntington and some dude named Hill.
That is convincing. Mostly because
Thank
I don't
you.
believe somebody as incompetent as Sticks would know the word apportionment.
Oh, wow.
Okay, well,
Wow.
look, no. Look, I watch a lot of spreadsheet videos.
That's fair. Spreadsheets are sexy.
We
I
love
once
spread-
cheated
we
on
love
somebody with a
spreadsheets.
spreadsheet.
So sexy.
Well, we love
I
spreadsheets.
cheated on somebody with a spreadsheet once.
Moving on swiftly.
Only once? I'm disappointed.
Only once, yeah.
Okay.
Right, so who do you think?
Rebecca is right. We do love you and your stupid brain.
Aww.
What did Winter say again? Oh yeah, the shark.
Shark.
Yeah, Huntington the macro shark.
Winter.
Yeah.
Okay, so I said Electoral College. Winter said
Yes,
Shark.
you did.
Jake said
The
Castle.
castle. The castle.
Not Excel, Peter. Google Sheets.
No, Excel. Come on.
Okay,
Oh,
but
no.
Microsoft sucks.
It has to be Excel.
Although-
Come on.
Google kind of sucks too because they
Yeah.
discontinue old stuff.
You can't say-
Microsoft is cool.
You can't say Microsoft sucks and then just act like Google is all high and mighty.
Yeah, Microsoft has that sweet backwards compatibility, baby.
Oh, it's lovely.
They
Anyway,
also ruined Minecraft.
We'll die for that.
okay, that's true. Anyway, your guess. Who do you think it is?
Winter, tell me a little bit more about Huntington Shark.
There have been a couple more documentaries in which one of them, they thought he died because he was in... There was one sec. There was an incident and he lost his tag. So they thought he died because the tag had obviously stopped moving. There was a whole thing about Huntington's legacy, and partway through the filming, because they were going around like the places that they knew Huntington frequented, and Huntington lived on.
Printed.
There was markings on his side that they identified him by. That's how they knew it was Huntington, despite the tag being missing. And they re-tagged him, and yeah.
Slay!
Interesting.
What?
Slay for the shark, if it exists. If it doesn't exist, even more slay. I envy you.
If it doesn't exist, that you should write a book, man. I feel like a lot of people would read that.
That's quite.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
I should do that!
That's quite convincing.
Huntington the shark.
It almost sounds like you've just recreated Jaws.
Oh, but no, Huntington's a friendly shark.
Huh.
Oh, of
Yeah.
course. My
They're
mistake.
a macro
Good
shark.
boy.
I don't think they can do anything.
My bad.
My mistake.
Okay. I think it's.
Do you need anyone to talk a little bit more?
I think it sticks. Cause no way do you know the word apportionment, but also you totally could. But I'm gonna go with sticks.
Okay, can the person who picks bats please reveal themselves?
God damn it!
Ha ha! I win! I get a point!
Oh
Yeah.
my god. Good.
Okay,
I don't wanna say
for
good,
anyone,
good lie,
for anyone.
Winter. Good lie. You had me convinced.
Thank you very
Yes.
much. I was rather proud of that.
Okay, so
But-
just for
The
anyone
fact that I said
interested,
shopping
there-
trolley.
Oh no, that got me. That got me. That's how I realized. I mean, I knew that I was the real person, but shopping trolley was how I knew that you weren't just copying
the
something
story
else.
was fake.
Yeah, like that the story wasn't based on anything.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Well,
sorry.
it's based on Huntington. Huntington the good boy.
Okay, you were saying
You
Sticks?
should write a kid book about Huntington Shark. It would be very.
So I learned about the Huntington Hill method from a really good YouTube video going through like different methods of apportionment and like why Huntington Hill is marginally the better one. It's by GP Gray. It's about 50 minutes long, and basically he just like clicks through the spreadsheet and explains it, and it's really good. I'll send a link. Yes, Rebecca.
CGP
No,
Like
I
Rebecca.
know that video. I haven't watched it, but I know it because I've watched the video. It's linked from. God damn! I've only watched
I've only seen
videos.
1 or 2 CGP Grey
Yes,
videos.
the airplane video is amazing.
the
And
RPG.
You guys
yeah.
should
And,
you guys should watch him more consistently.
And Huntington Castle is a real place.
He's really good.
It is a real place, but I know absolutely nothing about it. Everything I said I made up.
God, Leisha
It is a real
fucking
castle.
It
Butchered
is a real
the
castle.
name.
It is a real castle.
It's in fucking Ireland.
I
Wait.
know you had to cut
It's
like the
Arnold.
method bit.
That's where I've heard it from, God's sake. Anyway, moving on.
Dumbass.
Sorry, I'm gonna send the link to this video in chat for anyone who wants to watch it because it's a good watch.
Anyway,
It
so
is.
Lexi got the point there. So,
Yeah.
Leisha,
Bye, Lexi.
because Lexi got it correct.
Yeah, because I'm awesome and cool.
Okay, Leisha, may we get
You are awesome and cute.
on a
Cool.
Boston molasses disaster?
I know this one! I know what this is!
What?
Oh, God.
I feel like I've heard it.
Alright, Sticks, you go ahead.
What is that laugh? What the fuck?
Okay. Well,
might even
since
laugh.
I'm not
Do it
going
again.
to
No.
please for content, so we could get monetized.
Yeah. No.
Please laugh.
It's not an it's not an on command thing. Okay. 2 sex.
I
Sex?
think Jake should go first.
Sticks. No, it's Sticks. What is the Boston molasses disaster?
It was a molasses disaster in Boston. Okay,
Wait, where is
that's me.
Boston?
Next.
Where is Boston?
In America?
Can you actually
I know
Which
where
coast?
Boston is. I mean,
Which
I know
coast?
it's in America, and I know it's like near. It's in New York, I think, but I don't know where that is,
No,
like
no,
on the
it's
continent,
not
because
in
I
New
don't care
York.
about
That's
Americans.
not in New York.
Winty.
Well, I
winty.
don't give a shit about
Me.
America, so
The cold person.
That guy.
That guy. The big hand person.
The big hand.
What is? You are the
Oh
big
yeah,
hand.
that thing. Yeah. The Boston Mass disaster. It was in 1915, I think. Was it 11th of September? It was something. It was in the 1910s.
Was it the 21st
Was
night
it-
of September?
I just knew you were going to say that. I do remember. I remember. All right, sorry. Go on.
Okay. Boston Mass disaster. There was a big tank of molasses in Boston. Who'da thunk it? And it broken.
It
didn't.
no,
it didn't
not,
anyway.
it didn't.
It wasn't. Let's say it didn't
wasn't.
be.
I see.
And it was broken and it killed people because molasses.
There's a lot of molasses.
Is that
Yeah,
all you have to
and-
say?
Well, I think 52. It was there was a lot of people that died. I want to say
I have a
12. I
question.
want to say 21, and I want to say 52.
The
Any of
21.
those numbers could be correct.
Okay,
Is
so it's me now.
Hold
I
on
guess.
while I look it
Well,
up.
a lot of
as
people
I'm,
died.
like,
It is Jake
And-
now.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess Winter knew what this was because there's nothing. I'm just regurgitating information that's already been said. I mean, the day it was a tank exploded in Boston. I think over 100 people died. 1915, whatever. It's all the same information. Evidently Winter knows a bit about it because I have the article open and there's nothing really I can say that hasn't been said.
Winter, are you perchance as a fan of the YouTuber Salmonella?
No, but I am a fan
You're
of
not.
the webcomic XKCD, and that's where I heard about it.
Oh, XKCD.
I am a fan of Salmonella. How have I not?
Salmonella did a thing on the Boston molasses disaster.
Quick
Awesome.
tangent, Lexi, do you know?
I must not have
XKCD?
watched it.
I do know XKCD. I have read all of his books. They are amazing, and I
I
can't wait
have-
for what if.
Books?
I have the thing explain
Books that I haven't read?
What if? The Mole of Moles.
The Mole of Moles.
Mm.
So I'm gonna guess it was Jake.
Okay. Can the person telling the truth please reveal themselves?
I win.
Oh,
Yeah.
so
I am so...
Jake bamboozle me.
I haven't.
Wow.
I have never heard of this before. I have never heard of the
That
Boston
was-
molasses disaster.
Oh my
Um,
god, you had a really good you had a good you
I think
like
Jake
I feel like you had a good one because you realized like you
I realize.
noticed that Lexi was like towards Winter and that Winter was like right.
Well,
So
he's
you were able to like
I knew you didn't know what you were talking about, and because Lexi said that she knew what it was, I realised, like, if you didn't say you knew what it was, I would have made something up. But because you said you knew what it was, my only bet there was to hope to get last and piggyback off whoever else was correct. So, thank you, Winter.
and you did it.
Anytime.
You did it successfully.
I'm so good at this, I can say the same information and sound more trustworthy.
Because I was.
It's because
I
nobody
didn't know
likes
who died
Winter.
and how many people died. For the record, I was right. It was 21 people.
Remember?
A large storage tank filled with 2.3 million US gallons of molasses. That's 8,700
Oh my
meters
God.
cubed, weighing approximately 13,000 short tons.
Oh my god.
Burst, and the
Christ on a
resultant wave of
cracker.
molasses rushed through the streets at an estimated 56 kilometers per hour, that's 35 miles per hour, killing 21 and injuring 50. The event entered local folklore, and residents claimed for decades afterwards that the area still smelled of molasses on hot summer days.
My god.
And it was in 1919.
Is there an XKCD comic about?
I think it was on What If.
It wasn't. It was. Maybe it's on the website, but definitely not in the book.
Anyway, so should we move on to the next one?
Should we?
This is really fun.
This is fun. I like
Comic
this.
comic number 1904 of XKCD mentioned it.
You found that fast. Okay,
I
Leisha,
did.
when you're ready. You actually found that really fast. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
When you are prepared.
Emil Mangelsdorf.
Emil Mangelsdorf.
Mangelsdorf.
Mangelsdorf. Sorry.
Mangelsdorf.
Okay.
So,
Mangelsdorf.
wait. Actually, I have a question for each of the three idiots who I'm surrounded by.
Okay.
Oh
who's
no.
the
6. How do you pronounce that?
Emil Mangelsdorf. Honestly,
Okay.
even look, in any case, I don't think you can use that as a point in my favor. I'm just really good at pronouncing things.
That is true. But if somebody
Even
else
on first
says
try.
something different-
If you look up the difficult word in the English language to pronounce, it's like pneumovolcanic something.
Yeah.
I got it on the
That's the
second try.
longest one.
It's not the hardest, it's the longest. It's some sort of lung disease. Yeah.
Yeah.
My
It's pretty easy to pronounce.
Yeah, it's not like my party trick. Well, not like one of the things is like just pronouncing anti-establishmentarianism really fast. 'Cause it's actually really easy to say, but because it's so long, people think it's harder to say than it is.
Hold on while I look up the hardest word to pronounce.
It's like
I'm
190,000 letters. Like, don't waste your time.
I think it's 189,981.
Because it's
It's a
Titan.
palindromic.
Seems like the longest one.
No, it was a word which is the chemical formula of Titan, which is said every single
Yeah.
chemical one by one. It's don't even bother. Anyway, who do you want to go first?
I think it's isoleucine. No, yeah, you're right. It's Titan.
So who wants to go? Well, who does Lexi want to go first?
Can Winter pronounce that word?
Emil Mangelsdorf.
Incorrect.
Yes,
Can
Droff.
Jake-
It's a
Dorf.
weird Eastern European name.
Okay.
Interesting. Jake?
Emil Mangelsdorf. That's my guess.
You just
Wait,
mixed.
just
off-
what-
You just mixed off two answers.
No. I was gonna. It's because it's Dorf, not Droff, and I just guessed
It
it
is
would. I just guessed.
Weird
Guess-
Eastern European names.
It could be.
I just.
It could be.
it-
I'm not an
Okay,
expert.
okay.
Who knows?
A point
Okay.
that I feel like I should throw out is that unless you know like an extensive amount of knowledge of about this person, you wouldn't be able to know how their name is pronounced from the wiki.
Well, no,
They don't usually give you itemized like phonetic spelling.
And also, I'm just.
They only do that for places.
Yeah, and even then, I don't know about you lot, but I have absolutely no idea how to read the phonetics they have with them.
Sucks for you.
Yeah.
I kind of do.
I love the IPA. Honestly, if I was presented with a choice between my girlfriend, XL, and the IPA, I would hesitate.
Anyway.
I mean, obviously, I would choose my girlfriend, but like, XL.
Gonna write on the
then squares.
Gonna hope that my girlfriend doesn't watch this. I too would have to hesitate.
Okay. Moving on.
Okay. What was right? So, who do I
Also,
not
just
like
a disclaimer
the most?
from my girlfriend who does watch these. I love you very much. But XL
Aw.
is squares. Squares my
Also,
beloved.
I know my friend is gonna watch this. Do not tell my girlfriend I said that. But also do, because it would be really funny.
Okay. Yeah. So who do you not like the most out of us?
I would choose my girlfriend. Who do I? Jake.
I just knew. Okay.
No,
Alright.
Jake, you're probably my favorite, realistically, because I've spent the most time talking to you.
Woo.
Use you.
Oh, I'm not going first now. All right. Cool.
All right, Sticks. Fine, you go first.
No. You misunderstand. I'm just slightly sad that I'm not your favorite. But I understand and we'll move past it because we agree on the XL and IPA things.
So I guess the person I don't like the most is Winter.
No one likes winter. No one likes winter.
I'm sorry.
really
Not
hate-
even I like winter.
No.
Not this season, you.
Actually, I really like the season.
Oh yeah, no, I love
think
winter.
it's an
Not
excuse to
winter.
stay inside.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
summer is way too hot.
So
I am-
who's
I
going
am
first, man?
not-
Who's going first, man?
Your mom, Winter. Winter is your mom now.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
Winter. What? Who? Why is
Who,
Emil?
what, why, or where is Emil Mangelsdorf?
Emil Mangelsdorf, yes, or Emil Mangelsdorf.
Okay, he's a very, very obscure Romanian folk singer.
Okay.
He had
It's
very famous guitar skills back in the day of like 1860 or something.
1860.
And
Good year.
I think he was one of the earliest castrati, which are singers that are castrated in their youth to change the quality of their voices.
I see. Castrated.
Hence the
Why-
name castrati.
Of course, that's what
Yeah,
you're
I
focusing on
figured.
next. Yeah.
Why? People are so strange sometimes.
Anyway.
Anyway, that's strange.
Okay, so
Like, what if that's a thing? I feel like it is, because I'm pretty sure. Going back to the girl, I'm pretty sure my girlfriend has mentioned castratis before when talking about whether or not Ned Flanders from The Simpsons is trans, because those two are related somehow. I've forgotten. Jake.
You forgot.
okay. All right.
Who
I'm
is
sorry,
Emil
what?
Mangelsdorf?
Okay. Okay. Emil Mangelsdorf. Winter was correct. He is a musician, but he is German. He lived for quite a while, like in his 90s. He was originally in World War II. He was imprisoned, and since then he's just done miscellaneous jazzwork. He's had 2 wives, both of which died before him. Lamau. He's done a variety of Sorry.
Oh no, I just like really. If he's had 2 wives, I sure hope they either like divorced him
No,
or
no,
died
not
before
at
him.
the
Because
same-
So
otherwise,
many bitches.
None of the same. Well, I would imagine that the first wife died before the second wife. So he's just done he's just done.
No, maybe he's just fucking balling.
No, he's done miscellaneous jazz work for quite some time. He was imprisoned in World War II, and they did a lot of remembrance work in his late life.
If miscellaneous jazz work isn't in the title of this episode, I will be sad.
we have
Miscellaneous
to.
jazz
We
work.
have to.
Please describe what miscellaneous jazz work implies.
I don't really know how else to describe it. He's just a jazz musician who works with jazz for pretty much his whole life.
He's just a jazzy guy.
Huh.
He's
Jazzy
just a
life.
jazz musician. I don't really know much about jazz to describe this any further. He's just a
Musician.
he's just a jazz musician.
I see.
Okay. That's all I can say. I'm sorry.
Do you have any? Could you name one of his songs or albums? Something out of his discography?
No. No, I can't.
Oh, it's all in German.
I don't know. Ich bin Harbour Jazz. I don't know.
I believe you. I believe you.
I
don't even take German. I know that.
I think that means I am have jazz.
I am have jazz is what that means. Yes, it's Ich liebe.
I've been to Germany like one time, and I vaguely know what that means.
No, Ich liebe is I like. I completely blanked out on that. Yeah, no, I have no idea of any of his songs or discography. I'm sorry, I just don't.
Oh, were you not
Okay.
paying attention?
Yeah, were you not paying attention during class, Jake?
I'm sorry that in junior cert we didn't learn about the life and death of Emil Mangelsdorff. My apologies.
You should have.
Is it changed to Durf now?
Durf, Dorf,
Yes.
Druff, same thing.
Dorf.
Anyway, that's
It's a wee bit
Oh my
difficult.
god, is that the homophobic dog?
unless you have any.
Do you mean Whitney Houston? It is Whitney Houston. Wow.
Anyway, are we go? Is there any questions you have for me?
Is your mom hot? Because I'm nearby for the
Wouldn't
weekend.
you already know that?
Is your mom hot
Sticks,
and
can you
single?
go? Sticks, can you go?
What?
Oh, dodging the question, are you?
Oh. Six. Who is Emil
The guy.
Emil Mangelsdorff.
Yes, that's it.
Okay, so, from what I remember, Emil Mangelsdorff is a German or Austrian scientist. I don't know who he worked with. He didn't.
Wait,
Like,
Winter is
just-
Jake's mom. So I asked Jake if Winter's hot. And then
What?
I'm going
I'm very hot.
to leave this conversation.
Yeah,
I
no.
think we should cut this out.
Can a mod please mute Winter, please?
Okay, Emil
Mangelsdorff.
Mangelsdorff. That's it. Mangle the dwarf.
Yes.
Who? Where? Why? What? Answer.
Which?
Okay, so from my recollection, or bullshitting, you'll never know, he was a, like, either German or from, like, the surrounding area and moved to Germany. He was, like, I think he was, like, some kind of Renaissance man, like, science and, I think, art. Honestly, I gotta tell you, I did find my articles on my way home from yesterday and during Hamilton. So I was not really paying attention when I chose them. I also chose
Very sticks of you.
one of them today. So
I chose
when I
all-
was out with friends.
I chose all three 2 hours ago.
Jesus Christ, Jake.
I only had the electoral college one prepared.
Yeah, like despite one who like doesn't message
Really?
people just like ahead of time, just getting this all set up. I only did mine like 2 hours ago. Anyway,
I got I had the electoral college one ready to go because I thought you guys would appreciate it,
it was.
and then I got
We do.
the BPM one, today from a friend, and my third secret one I came up with myself.
Ooh.
Oh, okay. So,
Ooh.
Lexi.
Maybe it's this one. Maybe it's another one.
Ooh, okay, Lexi, what are you thinking? Not very much,
think-
apparently.
No, I do not think, I just do, and I do people's mom.
Okay, moving on.
Winter. I think it is winter because
Because
Winter.
Because Jake just piggybacked on me and Sticks knew nothing.
just felt like a whole load of piggybacking. I'm gonna be real fucking honest.
Okay, well,
Not piggy.
Well-
Someone like me.
as the person who was telling the truth, I would like to confirm there was no piggybacking involved.
I feel like Sticks piggybacked off you though. Like honestly.
Emil Mangelsdorf is a German jazz musician who lived to 96. I'm not joking, none of his songs or albums are listed on Wikipedia. Like, there are
Yes, obviously. Ich bin haben, yeah.
Okay, but the fact that I actually said a musician, and it was a musician.
Yeah, well,
That is quite impressive.
You were
The fact.
off by the nationality, the genre, and by about a century, but apart from that, you were pretty close.
Also by the fact that I said he was a castrati.
Yes.
Castratos.
No, he's
was Emil
Okay, so that was a
Mangelsdorf
real thing.
yes.
Was it? I think it was.
I fully pulled it out of my ass. I was actually going to Google him.
Are
but-
real. The
That's
last
not
castrato
bad.
was Alessandro Moreschi. He died in 1924.
Okay.
It's basically a technique of castrating young males so that when they grow up, they have the vocal cords of a child but the lung capacity of an adult male.
That's kind of disturbing, actually.
It is.
That's
It is
extraordinarily
disturbing.
disturbing.
NGL.
Anyway, let's move on to the next one, shall we?
Lucia, get going.
Let's ask it. I think we will do this one, then one.
Drum roll.
We'll do this one and one more because we'll start running out after this.
Yeah.
How many
the next
have we
time
done?
we hit six,
This is
it'll
the
be...
sixth.
Really?
Japanese
Okay.
You
mythology.
picked Japanese
So-
I
mythology.
guess we're gonna have to come up with myths.
This is like the one. It was like the one I think all of us could
Right.
bullshit on a bit.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
is somebody that I'd say most people here would have a little bit of experience in.
Anyway, yes,
God
yeah. So
damn it! I was a Greek mythology kid. Fuck.
so
Yeah, I think everyone knows a little bit about Greek mythology, but
So-
Japanese.
So anyway,
I think that's
Yeah.
actually going to be an
this
extremely
this could be
good
hard. Yeah, this actually could be hard.
tactic. Yeah. All right, Winter. Do your bullshitting.
Okay, Japanese mythology is pretty wonky, but that's just mythology in general, to be honest.
Tis.
I don't know much about it, but I know that there's two twin gods. They're called Izanami and Izanagi.
Yin and
They were
yang.
born together because they're twins, and they have this kind of spear covered in it's covered in gems, and there was 7 other gods that gave birth to them somehow. It's mythology, don't question it. And then
Wasn't there some dude from Norse mythology who had 9 biological mothers?
yes,
Yes, that
Yeah.
was, that was Loki, I believe.
Amazing.
I don't think it was Loki. Loki had
Uh-huh.
Laufey and
This isn't Japanese though. This is Norse.
yeah. Anyway,
Heimdall. It was Heimdall. It was Heimdall.
they had babies, but because they hadn't done the right intercourse rituals, they were cursed, and like the babies turned into devils or something.
What the fuck?
The sex magic.
Yeah. Then the girl died, and her brother was like, "No, that's not very cool." So he went down. He went down to hell to visit her. But then something else about cleansing rituals, and he didn't. He had to go back up, and then cleanse himself with a thing. He cleaned himself. There was another ritual to clean himself because he went into hell, and a bunch of good things fell off him as his sweat and juices and the towels from when he was
Jesus.
cleaning
Oh my
himself
God.
after coming up
Gotta
from
love
hell.
Jesus.
Oh,
Don't watch people love
okay,
their
like-
Jesus.
Yeah,
Okay,
Love
okay,
bodily
okay.
juices.
I did it.
Okay,
Okay.
so
Um.
that sounds very, very bullshitty, but also
Actually.
from what I do know about Japanese mythology, that checks out.
Yeah.
It's sorta wacky.
I have a Discord server that is very dead now. Not a message there in probably a year
Yeah.
or more. It is about Japanese mythology.
Oh my god.
Oh.
So,
Oh no.
y'all are
How
fucking
do you know
screwed.
about everything
I
that's
don't
coming
know.
up?
This is the second time.
This is my. I have so much worldly knowledge. This is
Anyway.
the third time because Wilter tried
You
to.
are a
Wilter tried to
trivia
bullshit me
vending
about
machine.
yeah.
And
I am truly am.
Anyway, who's next? Me, myself, or Sticks?
Let's go with the person whose name rhymes with dicks.
How is that only now you've made that joke? That's impressive
Okay.
restraint.
I know, right?
You were really saving it. You were saving it for a good time.
I was. Dicks. What is... That doesn't really work. Tell me about Japanese mythology.
Okay, this is a Greek myth that I know. So there was this old couple, right? And I think the old guy was a bamboo farmer. So he went out and he chopped some bamboo, and a full-ass lady just was in there. So he picked her up, and she was, like, small, but, like, proportionally an adult, if you know what I mean.
May I quickly interrupt? This is just the plot of The Tale of Princess Kaguya by Studio Ghibli.
Well, I've only seen 2 Studio Ghibli movies, Spirited Away and Grave of the Fireflies.
Which fair enough.
Yeah.
You may not interrupt.
I saw Grave of the Fireflies, and it put me off a wee bit because we watched it in the middle of the night, and I don't think I'll ever watch another Studio Ghibli movie unless it's like Totoro or something.
Fair enough. Anyway. Sorry.
Also, so he brought her home because they were like, they wanted kids, but they, couldn't because they were old. So they took the lady home and they fed her and stuff, and she grew to, normal human being size. And then she was like super pretty, so everybody wanted to marry her. And she was like, she was really picky about it because she didn't want to marry any of these people. And she picked 3 people, 3 princes, knights, whatever, and she sent them on different quests, and they were all too lazy to actually do the quests, so they brought her fake shit, and she just disproved them all, and she burned something, and she put light in something, and then something else. I think there was a gem, and there was the skin of like a fireproof rat, and then there was something else. And then she rejected them all, and she lived forever or something, and got no bitches.
I can actually confirm all of that. I know the tale.
Yeah. See, I did it.
Alright, I guess it's me then, unless Lexi's has any questions for you.
I'm gonna be real fucking honest. I was barely paying attention. The words went right in one ear and right out the other. I know that you were saying words.
It was the tale of the bamboo
I was
cutter.
saying words.
It was the tale of the bamboo cutter.
I feel like it's a real thing because that is something really fucked up that Japanese mythology would go into.
Well, it's
not that fucked up.
It's quite a heartwarming story, actually.
Is it? Because I wouldn't have known. I
wasn't paying attention.
Bloody hell, Lexi. Okay, do you want me to do mine then?
Come on, you have one job. You have literally one job, and that is to pay attention to a rambling.
Well, I have ADHD. I can't pay attention. What I can pay attention to is your mom's boobs.
Oh, for God's sake.
Okay,
You
Jake.
need to get another joke.
I do.
Which is?
I have 2 jokes: your mom and sex.
Boobs.
Boobs.
No, don't forget boobs. You have sex, your mom, and boobs.
And dick.
Mm.
Anyways,
That's
Jake.
4 jokes. Wow, you're evolving.
Jake,
Anyway, so, oh my God, I hate that name so much.
Really?
No, I don't. I like it. It's fun.
Yay.
Anyway, so, Japanese mythology. My knowledge of Japanese mythology all stems from Shintoism, which is a spiritual belief in Japan. It doesn't revolve around a single god, instead it revolves around the presence of spirits, which is also where most of my knowledge of Japanese, I'm so sorry, Japanese, let me start my sentence again, which is where most of my knowledge of Japanese mythology comes from, it all relates to Shintoism. So Shintoism is a similar religious belief to Buddhism in a lot of ways. It's all about spirits and self-spirituality and all sorts of bettering oneself without believing in one singular god. Instead, it's about a sense of respect and trust and being aware that those who've passed on are all spirits around you. And that's pretty much most of the Japanese mythology stories I know all revolve around similar themes of how that the ghosts of those who've passed are still constantly around people, which can sometimes be benevolent and sometimes be malicious. That's pretty much the extent of what I have written down here.
Can I just say that at the start, when you said, like, a belief in Japan, I thought, like, people that believed that Japan exists. Like, people that believed in the concept
Just like
of Japan.
It's just like the opposite of a weeaboo or something. It's like
I believe that Japan exists.
there is a theoretical chance that Japan as a thing is it real.
No. I have.
Fermanagh 2.0.
Oh no.
I have definite evidence that Japan exists.
Wow.
Let me
Please
find
do
it for
share.
you now. I will.
If you send a
I put it
picture
in the
of a
chat
map,
there.
I swear to God.
No, there it is.
The real Japan was the friends we made
it's for
along the
Bill
way.
Words.
It's the Bill Words video. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Also, here is definite proof that the world exists. We exist.
Whoa.
Did you know that?
Wow.
This is the only piece of
Nah.
evidence that we have.
That's
that
kind of
we
wacky, actually.
exist. It's goofy even.
Okay.
Fuck's sake,
God's sake,
Rebecca, no. I'm adding another
Okay,
seat.
I feel like we should move swiftly onwards from that.
Yeah, so who do you think is telling the truth? Evidently no one is telling the truth.
I think it's I know what Winter said was moderately correct, because there is a Gami and a something else. I've forgotten their names.
Juices.
But I know that they exist. There are those of people who are twins.
You know
I'm
mine
gonna-
wasn't bullshit because that's an actual thing. Jake confirmed it.
Dix probably just watched the Ghibli movie.
That's what
knew
I
that
I
it
did
was
not
also
watch the
in
Ghibli
Dix.
movie. I swear, I can get receipts from like people who lived with. No, I swear,
my ass,
I
Dick.
did not. I have
don't
watched
care.
2 Ghibli movies.
I do not care. You could have. It could have
Okay,
been
so
one of
what
the
if
two.
I have watched the Ghibli movie? Like,
Well,
what if
then
that's
you're probably lying.
the knowledge of
And so
what
did
is it?
Jake. I'm gonna guess it's a Winter. Am I right?
Can the
Probably
person
not.
who was telling the truth reveal themselves?
God damn it, Lexi.
Yeah.
I am the best.
So genuine, have you actually just not seen the Ghibli film?
No, this was in my English book in 5th class.
What? Wait.
Oh,
Oh, that's
that
bad.
makes sense.
It's a good film. I'd
That's-
recommend. It's a really nice film.
I should probably watch
Is it on
movies.
Netflix?
Yeah, it is on net. Well, it was when I saw it, which was like a year ago. So
I'll check it out. Thank you.
yeah, no, it's literally the only Ghibli film. It's the only
I
Ghibli film I've
mean
seen.
that
It's the only one I've seen, but it's meant to be very good. Anyway, so
Spirited Away is also excellent.
I've heard a lot of their films are good. Anyway, moving on to the final one.
They're all really good.
The
And
final one of the night.
I say as I've seen. Wait, what do you mean the final one?
This
There's
is
like 3 left.
No, because eventually we'll get to the stage where like people are running out. So like if mine is next, but it has to be a 50-50. Then if yours is next, but it has to be winter. So we're just gonna do the last one here. because-
Okay, yeah, that's fair enough. Oh, I swear to God, if it's not mine, I'm going to cry.
So Leisha.
Because my last one, I actually like it, and I'm interested in it.
I'm kind of hoping it's not mine. Leisha, let's see what you have.
The final one is.
Someone
Drum roll,
do it.
please.
I was about to say.
Edit it in.
Do
List of common
misconceptions. Oh.
Oh.
That's kind of boring.
Did
What
you
does that
guys
even
know
mean?
that the human brain is actually 60% water? Wait, 80% water. Sorry,
Oh.
you cannot escape.
Okay. Who's first in the list of misconceptions?
Well, as the wateriest
I'm a misconception. I don't exist.
True. This is a
Oh,
dream.
also, just
I am dreaming.
before we go ahead, can we still, like, after this, could the people, like the two ones left, could we just they just talk about the articles they chose anyway?
Yeah,
You
sure.
just really want to input them, don't you?
But yeah,
Also,
yeah, sure thing.
Oh yeah, Flynn
Sure.
has an excellent point. Fermanagh is a misconception.
Fermanagh is a
Ooh,
misconception.
yes.
That is a good one. Alright, who's first?
So, Sticks, I have a question for all the idiots. Sticks, is Fermanagh on the list of common misconceptions?
Well, I mean, Ireland is pretty small, and it's a pretty Ireland-centric thing to think that Fermanagh exists. So it's not that common, but I guess if you asked people in Ireland,
Okay, fair enough. Jake,
Yes.
is Fermanagh not on the list of common misconceptions?
Fermanagh should be on the list of misconceptions, but I'm scrolling through it now, and Fermanagh is not on the list of misconceptions.
what a shame.
Very sad. We should really bring that up with Wikipedia.
Wikipedia. The egg
Make it
sense.
edit. Make it edit.
Yeah, we should go talk to the concept of Wikipedia, the free encyclopedia, and tell it that Fermanagh doesn't exist.
Alright.
After we finish, I'm going to edit the article and say Fermanagh is a misconception.
No, don't do that. Don't do that. Wikipedia, no, please don't.
Yeah.
Wikipedia's don't edit Wikipedia for trolls. It's really bad.
No, it's
The
not.
people there
It's
do really good work.
But it's a
and-
misconception. It's a fair misconception.
Yeah, but for reals, the people there
Okay, yeah, fair.
do really good work and don't fuck with.
Unless you're on Scottish Gaelic Wikipedia. Does no one else know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
Does no one else know?
Scottish Gaelic. I do not. What is Scottish Gaelic? Is there a Gaelic Wikipedia?
Hold on, I'll say in a sec.
What are you doing?
If
What?
the
God,
misconception you're trying to inform us about is that it doesn't exist,
Winter.
Me.
oh no.
Does
You're stooping
is-
so low as to talk to Winter?
Yeah, sadly. Is
I'm
Fermanagh
sorry.
common misconception list on no?
That's a hard one to answer.
The list of Fermanagh conceptions is the list
The
of
next list
Fermanagh
of-
conceptions.
Answer
Does
for
include
Fermanagh
you.
section. Oh, well, that is correct. The
It's an
Fermanagh
answer,
section
for sure.
is not I. Okay, for reals. Jake. Does Jake exist?
No,
No. Okay, Sticks.
sorry.
Mm-hmm. What is the list of common misconceptions?
I thought we weren't supposed to read them out.
Well, no, you can just tell me a little bit about it. There's always
There's
an abstract
probably
or a
a
preamble.
lot of them. I mean, there are a lot of them.
And then tell me the cool ones. You know? I don't know. Gay people exist. That's a common misconception.
No, that's a little bit too far fetched. I don't know if I can. I don't know if I can say that.
Alright, just go tell me about it. Somehow, some way. You can figure it out. Sticks.
Some way?
No, I don't.
Somehow, some way. No.
Someone.
I'm gonna tell you about it. I'm gonna tell you about it. Way some. How some.
Wow,
Yes.
that is
Yes.
very way somehow some.
Apologies, I'm back now, by the way.
Burped.
Wait, do you want me to explain the Scottish Gaelic thing first?
Yeah, what is the it's
Oh yeah.
what is the
Well,
Gaelic
like
Wikipedia?
Wikipedia's in different languages, you know, as like one, especially for local things. There's non-English Wikipedia. One of the lead admins on the Scots Gaelic Wikipedia didn't actually speak a word of Scots Gaelic, and instead it was just English Wikipedia, but instead it was done with like a load of Scottish mannerisms. So it was literally just the English Wikipedia copy pasted, but instead of saying like whenever like I or something came up, it was spelled like AYE, and like OC and all stuff were put in there. It's absolutely amazing. Look it up if you can find it.
Okay, so dumb.
Because like there was like 20,000 articles were written like this. And
so instead of Scottish Gaelic, it was Scottish English.
yeah, exactly.
It wasn't even like Scots or something.
Yeah, it was just English in like an over the top Scottish accent. The guy was doing this for 8 years before he was caught.
years.
It was said,
God.
and it was said to be, quote, the single greatest loss of data in Scottish Gaelic Wikipedia history.
Really?
That must be some history.
I know, right?
Okay,
Alright.
I looked up
Winter.
Scottish Gaelic Wikipedia, and the logo is hilarious.
I'm
I
looking
need
this
to
up
look
as
this up
well.
now.
In chat, there is the logo. I know the images don't show up in the actual video, so I'm. That's what it says.
Our oldest.
Wikipedia.
Okay, if the E had a father, that would actually be
No,
that would
wait.
be a fair approximation of how it would be spelled in Irish.
Yeah.
Wikipedia.
Yeah,
Yeah,
probably
and
would.
Laura oldest. On Laura
It's not
oldest.
far off as it is.
This is
Perfect
just
Irish.
Irish.
Yeah, I
This
mean,
isn't,
but
like, specifically
Gaelic
Gaelic.
and Gaelic are Gaelic and Gaelga are very similar, so it makes sense.
They're close,
Wikipedia.
but like not this close.
Well, I guess in some cases, the Scottish Gaelic for Wikipedia is Wikipedia.
Mm.
Or
Like
no,
The Scottish Gaelic Wikipedia is Scottish Gaelic version of Wikipedia. No.
Wow.
Nah, no. I don't believe you. That sounds like a misconception.
There are
to
more
me.
editors than articles.
Wait,
Oh my god, that is.
wait, what? Sorry.
15,901
10,000.
articles, 25,553 editors.
Oh my god.
Okay,
Anyway.
Winter. What is the list of common misconceptions?
Who?
Winter?
Who are you
You,
asking?
Winter.
I'm asking you.
Okay,
Listen
right.
up, you little people. We're tiny. You're all under 2 foot tall.
I'm taller than you.
Well, not anymore.
No, I guess I'm not taller than you anymore.
Exactly.
It's common Fermanagh conception that glass is actually solid. In actual fact, it is a very, very viscous liquid in the usual form that we see day-to-day lives. There's evidence for this because on old buildings, the windows bulge at the
These stained
bottom.
glass windows appear to sink. I know things.
Yes.
That
Exactly.
is correct. I know what you're saying is correct.
Okay.
Jake, give me a common misconception from the list.
Okay, well, as it's a list, it doesn't go in depth, it just kind of explains them. So, you only use 10% of your brain is a misconception. You use 100% of your brain all the time. It's just, 10% of it might be on, like, actively thinking and stuff. The rest of it powers, the fact that you are still alive. Then there's other ones, like there's where glass is just a viscous liquid, brain is only 6% water, that's another one. So I think the article might have been vandalized because of like the Graggle Simpson meme which was going around. For some reason that is listed as like Graggle Simpson was not actually on the Simpsons cast as a common misconception. I think
So we don't know.
maybe he was. There's a couple other Mandela effects which are there.
I need
as
to look
well.
that up now.
Graggle Simpson. It's an online Mandela effect. There's been a couple of those Mandela effects which were listed, so maybe it's not vandalized, I don't know. But yeah, it doesn't go in.
How was it created Graggle Simpson? Who is Graggle Simpson? Okay, I'm looking at Vice.com. How is it created Graggle Simpson? Sorry, continue, please.
But yeah, like, it doesn't go in depth, and it's just a list, so it doesn't go in depth of any of them. It just kind of says what the misconception is and what reality is.
Okay. Sticks. Give me a list of the give me an item from the list.
I'm giving you a list. I'm giving you one.
Give me
Because
a
you
common
asked for one.
misconception. I have asked for one. Give me one, or I'll stab you.
Okay. It is a misconception that Pepsi, as a company, has ever held the 6th largest army in the world. They no.
No,
I am not kidding.
I've heard of this before.
Yeah, so they did start talking about a deal with the Soviet Union when, that was a thing, about, like, trading some
man.
ships and, like, other, like, army vehicles, like tanks and stuff, to be sold for scrap in exchange for, like, a lot of Pepsi. Like, a lot of Pepsi. Sorry, let me just, $3 billion US dollars worth of Pepsi. It turns out the deal never went through because obviously the Soviet Union dissolved, and even if it had gone through, it would only be very rundown vehicles, because it was only to be sold for scrap.
Okay, so Pepsi asked Gorbachev, I presume, since it was towards the end,
Yeah.
to give them bad military equipment
that's
in
real.
return for fuck tons of Pepsi.
That is real, yeah. I absolutely love
So
that.
far, you've all said correct things. I don't like it.
I absolutely love that story. It's amazing.
Okay.
I did some research into it a while back, so maybe it's from the Wikipedia, maybe it's just from my brain. You'll never know.
What brain? Winter.
Yes.
It's you.
I'm excused, I guess? I don't know. Winter, give me another common misconception from the list.
Okay, there's kind of a double misconception. People believe that children have been poisoned via Halloween candy in America.
Heard of that.
Yeah. But in 2018, there was people, I think it was for a study, seeing how quickly rumors could spread in society, saying that that was a misconception. But it was a double misconception. Misconception squared, if you and
Wow.
there have been 37 reported cases.
Misconceptionception.
I was about to say
Yeah.
that! Oh.
There have been 37 reported cases of child poisoning via Halloween candy in the United States of America.
Oh.
Okay, Jake.
Yes.
Give me a misconception.
So this is actually kind of related to the last one. There is a misconception, or kind of, yeah, it's in my list. It's kind of more of a rumor, but it's in my list, that kids' candy has razor blades in it, or like there are reported cases of like Halloween candy having razor blades in it. The Wikipedia article doesn't say anymore, but I do know a little bit more myself. This isn't really related, but this is just a little fun story. The razor blades inside of like Halloween sweets and stuff was...
We'll put there by you.
Yes. But no, it was, for some reason in the 80s, there was a massive fear campaign about people, like kids getting razor blades in their mouth. Not one case of this was ever recorded. No hospital, no police station has ever once recorded a child having a razor blade in their mouth as a result of eating Halloween sweets. But it was still all over. It was in like films, TV shows, ads, all the time. But it never actually happened. So the misconception there is that, you know, like kids got razor blades stuck in their teeth. But no, it's completely false. That's never happened before.
Okay.
I have a good one.
Hang on a second.
Yes.
Actually, you can go. Give me a misconception again. I think I might do one more round of this just for fun.
Okay, so the you know how in like a lot of like, I don't really know how to describe it, but like period movies, how it's always like ye old or whatever.
Yeah.
Like ye was it never actually a word in Old English. It's a misconception that people read the character, I guess, Thorn, which is TH, and
Thorn.
in the script of the time, Thorn was very close to the script Y. So it also, for context, it kind of looks like it's like a line with a little bump in the middle. Sort of like if you flipped it on its side, it would look like a little icon for like a bridge or something.
It looks
so
kind
yeah,
of like
it's
a P crossed with a B
Yeah.
kind of thing. I'll send
Yeah,
it
yeah,
in
yeah.
chat.
like a low, like
It's that guy
lowercase b.
right there.
Yeah, this
It's the Dusty.
Thorn. The Dusty, or yeah, Yossi.
I guess it's a side view
you're
of boobs.
if you're quote unquote speaking Old English.
Yes. Okay. I'm gonna do one more round.
So who's
Jake,
lying?
feel free to-
Another,
because
Who do you think is bullshitting?
wait, another misconception.
another misconception, but
Okay.
this time I'm gonna ask for a specific category because I haven't looked at the actual article, but I have the contents page of it up to ask specific ones. So, Jake, I'm gonna ask you a misconception about computing and the internet.
Okay, Y2K. Easiest misconception I can think of
Y2K.
about. Well, yeah, because I mean, obviously.
Why did you have to think of it?
Sorry.
Well, you should have the article open, right? Why did you have to
Exactly.
think of
I
it?
do have the article open, but like Y2K is the most common computer misconception I can
That's
think
fair.
of.
That's fair.
Like,
That's
yeah,
fair. You don't have to.
yeah. Well, just in case.
Why would
but-
you look at the list when you have? Why would you look at the list when you have Y2K?
That's fair. That's
Yeah,
fair.
exactly.
Why would you look at the list? Why 2K?
Whoa.
Wow. But yeah, I mean, like,
Oh.
yeah. Obviously, I know everyone knows now.
Oh.
Everyone knows nowadays that Y2K was like it meant absolutely nothing, and nothing bad was going to happen. But back on the turn of millennium, everyone thought that you'd lose all your money in your bank account, all of your computers, your cars, your clocks would all be reset and broken. But no, nothing bad happened. It was just
No bitches moment.
yeah.
Winter. I'm gonna ask you for a misconception from physics.
Who are you asking?
Misconception
Winter. Winter.
physics. I technically did already tell you one about
Did
how, glass being liquid.
That is more material science and chemistry.
Okay, here's another one then. The heating up of objects entering Earth orbit is not due to air friction, it's due to air compression.
Yes, that is true. It is due to air
True.
compression.
That's true.
Okay, Dix, I'm gonna ask you from just modern history, please, and thank you.
Okay.
A misconception from.
I'll
modern
do that.
history.
You do that, Sticks. Go on, you do it.
No, go on.
Go
Give me
on.
something from modern
Napoleon
history.
wasn't short.
That is
Is that
true.
modern history, though?
That would be that.
I mean, the
would,
Wikipedia article seems to think so.
it would be modern history from the way the Wikipedia classifies modern.
Okay.
Because if you just have a look at early modern, it is Aztecs.
Oh,
which
wow.
is
All right, fair enough.
1500. Well, that's only 1500s. But Napoleon was 1800s, so that would be
yeah,
modern
all right,
history.
fair enough.
Okay.
So who is truthing?
I don't think it's Styx because Styx really wanted to talk about their last one. Don't
I did.
think
Unless he's acting.
Statistically, it is Winter because Jake had one thing left and Styx had
We all have one
left.
thing left. It's equal stats.
And now we all have one thing left.
No. This was the 7th one. We all have one thing left.
Oh really? Oh damn.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go with Winter anyways because I don't know what I'm doing.
Alright, can the
you
person
wanna-
reveal themselves?
It was me. But I would like to make something known. Okay, both the misconceptions I said were wrong. There have been no reported cases of kids getting poisoned with candy. And what was it? Glass is solid.
Also,
You said that.
although, can I just say there have been
Absolute
cases of
Doofuses.
winter.
You
winter.
said that glass
Winter?
isn't a viscous liquid. Because it's not.
I said that glass is a viscous liquid. That's what I said.
Oh, really? I
And
thought
you
you said
said
it worked.
I'm right, but I'm not. It's
No,
a solid.
I thought
Winter?
you were saying. I thought you were saying it wasn't a viscous liquid, and people think it was.
No.
Because I have heard people think it was, and I know that it is not. That just
Winter.
happened.
Winter.
Yeah.
I gotta just say that there have been cases of parents poisoning their own children Halloween candy.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus.
I
Christ.
think it
Ooh.
I from what I heard, it might have been as like scare tactics for like poisoned Halloween candy. Like they poisoned it after, like they didn't give their kids candy that was poisoned. Like they poisoned something in their candy bag or whatever to show them that like they can get poisoned candy, and like I guess to scare them out of going trick or treating.
What?
God damn. That's
like they're the
that's
only
mental,
ones
actually.
doing it.
Jesus.
That's just
I
dumb.
mean, that's what I heard. Okay, maybe
It's
I'm
not mental.
just
It's just dumb.
maybe I'm just weird and that I'm bullshitting. You
No,
will never know.
remember that being mentioned on the article, because I haven't read it in a while. I just remembered it was a thing to talk about on the podcast. I remembered that no strangers have poisoned kids, but I forgot that parents have. Thank you.
Okay.
Hold on, I'm looking through it now.
So what's the final score?
I'll be
Do I
perfectly
win?
honest, I haven't been Lexi got 3 of them.
I think Lexi won.
No, because I've been tossing them up throughout the recording, but for anyone who's only been listening and not watching, Styx finished on 1 point, both Lexi and Winter finished on 3 points each, and I won, finishing on 4 points. If you believe me to have cheated, then yes, I did. But you can also watch back the recording to prove this was legitimate. Also, I don't even know why I'm saying this. We did this for fun. It was just a laugh.
Can I talk about my last one,
Sure,
please?
we can talk about the last ones.
Yes, you can talk about your last one.
Okay, so
Jake,
it's Horselips. It is a Celtic rock band, and they actually slap. You should go listen to them.
Why do I feel like
They're
I've
from,
heard
like-
of them before?
You
What's
probably
their name?
have. They had. Let me just look at their discography so I can list it out to you. So they had the Tawn, which was about, guess what, the Tawn, like the of Celtic mythology, like the whole, like the white bull and the brown bull thing, and Maeve and Dara. Dara, yes.
This means
I only know that because that's my dad's name.
This means nothing to me, I'm afraid, I gotta be honest.
Okay, so, like cows and bulls used to be currency, basically. Like the more you had, the more it showed like your wealth. So there was this queen, Maeve, spelled wackily, by the way, Medb. I know that because it's my middle name.
Is it? That's
It is.
isn't it?
It can be, but this is how her name was spelled. Like
Okay.
this specific Maeve. And basically her husband had a sleigh bull, right? The slayest. And she shut up. And she was super jealous, so she sent her people to go steal someone else's bull, which was even more slay than her husband's bull, and it didn't go great. And I think that's how Cuchulainn died.
Yes, there was
honestly
a
not
war
sure.
and Cuchulainn died.
Yeah. I think his best friend, and if I've learned anything from Achilles and Patroclus or whatever, probably his boyfriend
Ashton.
as well.
Oh, what is spelled MEDB? Or ME?
Yeah,
BD?
I know that because it's my middle name.
Dang.
They also have
the
the Book of Invasions, which is about
Maybe
Tuatha and like
I'm gonna
all that stuff. And
Let
then
me
they have
say-
Aliens and The Man Who Built America, about the famine and people emigrating. And it's all really good. It all slaps. They have multiple other albums that I just haven't listened to. Because my father, who I have a good relationship with, showed me. So yeah, you guys should look into them. They make good music.
Fair enough.
So the reason Maeve is spelled MEDB is because it's in like old Celtic script, the shevu, the H afterwards, I guess it's not a shevu, but you know what I mean, is just a fada. It's like some kind of accent on letters if there's a H after them. So it would be MED with the H accent, B with the H accent, which was just MEDB, but is actually DHBH. That's why it's Maeve, and I'm the best.
Yeah, slay Lexi.
I am the best. I am slaying. All right, is that
Jake.
My
And around this stage, we all decided to start wrapping up, but we, like usual, struggled to put together a more coherent outro, so that's my job to do it, even though I was there this time, so it's completely my fault as well as anyone else's that it's not there. Thank you everyone for watching, we hope you enjoyed this episode, and we will see you for next week's. Take care, and have a nice day /night /evening / wherever the hell you are.